Hey guys, what's going on? I wasn't sure how these videos were going to break up while we were doing this repairs on the cottage because it just kept evolving into more and more that I wasn't truly expecting. So all my intros and outros weren't shot there, but in this video we're going to work on the fascia board and the rafter tails, getting new rafter tails put on, and I'm going to show you some tips and some tricks, and I hope you enjoy it. Hi everybody, I'm Jim Dierdorf and this is Detroit DIY. Let's get started. It's the start of a new day. Some rain came through yesterday, I don't know, around 2:30 or something. I did get a little bit more stuff done, but not a whole lot. And with it came some colder weather, so you know, we're looking at about 40 degrees right now. Not too awful bad. I discovered that the fascia board is a little bit rotten, and I'm going to have to pull down the fascia board and replace it. I think I'm just going to replace all of it. I see a little bit of rot at the top. Not really what I want for the fascia board. I know it's going to give up sooner or later. So let's take a look at what we got. We've got a little bit of rot right here on the fascia board, down about, I don't know, 8 inches or something like that. It is really bad. The chimney has been leaking apparently right there, the flashing around the chimney. At least they flashed it, but it's just not worth a hoot. That is something that I'm hoping to also address here very soon. So what we've got going on here is a little unconventional. I see no rafter tails whatsoever, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on. And I don't like the way that they installed the soffit to begin with, because they attached it, or attempted to attach it, to this wooden siding. So I don't want it that way. I want the siding to come up to the bottom of the soffit. So I want the soffit to come all the way into here. So I have to rework some of this. The reason that I don't want that is because if I have to replace one of these boards, I don't want to have to rip the entirety out to do so. So I'm just going to rework this all together so that my siding will butt up against the bottom of my soffit, not all the way. I think what I'm going to put in here is 1/2 inch plywood to close this back up, but I'm not certain exactly how this, I believe this fascia board is only attached to the plywood of the roof, so I'm not certain how I'm going to do this just yet, but I'll figure it out. I'm going to get this fascia pulled off of here. I'm going to get these guys pulled off and get some stuff figured out. I got the fascia board off. I got some nails I need to cut, but I just discovered the craziest thing I've ever seen doing any construction work in my entire life, and I have to show you. I was pulling the soffit down and I saw something that looked funny. I'll just show you. It looked like a piece of cloth sticking out from up top there, and what I actually pulled out is what looks like a pair of, well, it is a pair of pants. I pulled out a pair of pants. Maybe they thought that would be good insulation. I pulled out maybe a shirt. There's a rug stuffed in here. I don't know what's wrong with insulation, but there's a rug. I don't know what these guys were doing. This stuff just collects moisture. That is not what you use. I'm gonna pull the rest of this down and see what in the world. I see more stuff right here. Maybe a towel or something I see sticking in there. So I'm gonna pull this down, pull all this stuff out, and I'll show you the collection I get. I've got everything pulled down, and it answers some questions for me. So there's my rafter tails, which they cut off in an odd way. No big deal. I'm gonna fix that. So I'm gonna scab on or sister on some pieces to come out to connect my fascia board to in more of a correct manner than what they did. So the demo's all done. Now it's time to start putting it back together. Let me show you the collection of stuff I pulled out of there. And there is insulation. I've been in the attic. I know there's insulation. So exactly why they stuffed this with clothes, I have no idea, but I'll show you what I found. Right, you ready for this? This is crazy. Here we have what appears to be a little kid's jacket of some sort. It even has like a jumping deer on it or something like that. I don't know what that is. Gotta be from the 60s. Here we have some pants. Pretty snazzy. I might have to put them in the washer and wear them. Oh my lord. We have a rug. We have another shirt. Looks like it was an insulated shirt of some sort. We have some more pants, a pair of kids' pants. We have another shirt, real nice. Here we have another shirt, must have been a kid's shirt of some sort. Here we have a little t-shirt. Oh, I think it's got the Detroit Lions logo on it. Let's see, it's inside out. Let's turn this thing around. It just says, I'm a little lion. Oh my lord. Here we have another shirt, a nice pretty green one. And this is a lady's tank top of some sort. Look at the style on that. That is style. Oh my lord, I can't believe this is part of a friggin' construction video. Here's another shirt. This is what not to do. Here we have a house robe, apparently, bath robe. And last but not least, we have another shirt that looks like it's made out of burlap. I don't know why you would wear that. It looks like the scratchiest, nastiest thing you'd ever put on your body. That's what I found stuffed in there. Alright guys, I gotta go get some wood, clean up my mess, and we're gonna get this back together. I'm getting ready to cut the angle on these 2x4s and get them sistered in here. And this will be how I'm gonna hold my fascia board in place. So I've just cut a 2x4 at 12 inches and I slid it up in there. That's plenty to get 2 or 3 screws in it, and it's enough to hold it. And then to get my angle, as you can see, I have a line drawn on there. I'm just gonna use my level and hold it up there and get a plumb line, draw it and cut it, and then I'll just cut everything off of that and use it as a template. So I'm going to get these cut and then we'll get back. I've got all my tails extended on. Now what I've done is I've slid a small piece of fascia board up into that one, and I used my little level here to determine where I need to be to box this in. So what I've come up with is from here to here is level, is almost 4 inches. So if I put a 2x4 against this and my 1/2 inch sheet of plywood, that should bring me out almost flush to the bottom. So I'm gonna just kind of put a 2x4 up here, put a couple screws in it, and set my plywood on there and see what I get. I've got this up here for the bottom of my soffit, and what I wound up having to do was rip the 2x4 in half I do have my table saw here because I want to run some dados in this siding when I put it back on. I've got this on here nice now. What I'm going to do now is rip a 2x4 down to 1 1/4 inches to attach to the back side of my fascia board at a 1/2 inch. I also have some insulation that I'll be stuffing up in here. We'll highlight that, and we're going to get this fascia board on here in a little bit. I'm ready to get the insulation in. All I could get was batting, so it's 8-foot pieces. Apparently where there's a shortage on insulation also. I've already stuffed 2 of the spaces, and I am going to stuff this one now. You guys can see what I got going on. Basically, I'm going to take this piece, slide it up in as far as I can, and then I'm going to take another piece and close it off. Most soffits are open and breathable, but I have attic venting in the roof. It is not a vented ridge, but there are vent caps on the other side of the roof. I don't see any gable vents, so I may be installing them a little later, but for now I'm going to close this up, seal it nice and tight, and then I'll work on that sometime soon. So let's get this one in. And that is what I want. So what I'm going to wind up with is this. So it'll be nice and sealed. Good enough for me. Like I say, I've looked in the attic. I've never climbed in it, but I know that there's insulation in there. So hopefully this is meeting it, which will be good. This will just seal this off real nice. And then I can get my fascia board on. So I've got the remainder of the soffit mount up there, and I've got the other 2x4s ripped down from my table saw, and I'll get them on the fascia board here shortly. I've got my fascia board laying here, and I ripped this 2x4 down to 1 1/4 inches, which is going to be plenty of room for the tails to ride here. So I've got it clamped on here at the thickness of the 1/2 inch plywood, so that when my plywood's on, it'll be nice and flush with the bottom. I've decided to start with a 4-foot piece, and then I'm going to run an 8, so that it'll be overhanging that end, and then that will tie my 2 fascia boards together near the bottom. So I'm going to just use some 2-inch screws through the face, turn this over and screw it through the face. Not a lot of screws, maybe 4 just to hold this one on, and then the same thing down there. Not a bunch of screws. So I'm going to get this thing screwed on, and we're going to get it up there. I got a couple nails in this piece. There's the tail that I left sticking out for the next piece, so I'll just pull my measurements off of that and mark it. I've got my tails marked with a line, so 2 nails in each one, and that baby will be on there. And this is what I'm using, are these spiral nails. They're for hardboard siding, so hopefully they'll hold up just fine. Let's get these nails in. Alright, I got the fascia board on. It's all complete. I'm going to rip my plywood in a minute for the soffit. Got all my bracing in, all nice and screwed in. And we'll get this cleaned up a little bit and get some house wrap on here. Alright, I got Brett and Tony here now. They ripped the plywood. We got one piece in. Got the house wrap on. Tony's taping it up. Won't be long. We'll be getting some siding on here. And we're going to show you what we're going to do there. The dado stack in the saw, and we're getting ready to cut a dado in this board to get our overlap done. I have to run it through 2 times to get the total of 1 inch on this board. Tony's going to film it through, and we're going to cut it through. Alright, we're going to bump it out to 1 inch. Bad at all. Alright, now we're going to do the back side of the next board and see what our overlap looks like. Do we need to trim a little more out or not? So here's where we're at. We've used some of the old boards, a little mix of new boards. Probably going to complete with new boards, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how we're going to trim the window. We're going to be doing a little caulking up here in a few spots, but the overlap is looking really good. I like it. I'm happy with it. So away we go. And I guess you could call this shiplap. We got some painting done. The women are painting away. Looks nice. And here's what we're doing around the window. So we're just putting in a filler piece here, and then the trim piece over the top, and then this will get caulked. So that'll be the only way that I'll be able to flash this window, but most windows are only caulked anyway. So we're going to do the same thing down here, the overlap sticking out 1 inch and the board going underneath. So we're going to get this wrapped up and we'll show you when it's all done. Final piece on the window. So it's getting ready to get nailed in right now. There it is, a couple more nails, and this is a wrap. The repair is finished, the painting is done. Let's get a look at what we got. Unfortunately, I lost some videos, so we did not get video of the window getting caulked. I'll show you that and we'll wrap this up. So what I did was caulked all along through here and up and around. Basically what you would do with any window, and about the best that you can do to flash a window in. So I'm really happy with how everything turned out. I'm disappointed that I lost some videos. I built a cricket in the chimney right there, and I lost all of those videos also. Was looking forward to highlighting that, but not gonna happen. That's all we got for this time. I'd like to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed yourself, click on one of those 2 videos going to pop up right there. And I'd like to give a special thanks to Tony Iaconelli and Brett Wimmer, because none of this could have happened without them.